Highway 92. A man who sits there crying 'cause he don't know what to do. 'Cause his true love found another and she broke his heart in two. Now all he has is a bottle, a Bible, and the blues. He remembers how his mama read the Bible every night. He remembers how his daddy died in a barroom fight. And that old guitar has always helped to sing the blues away. And it tries to ease the broken heart, but the music just won't play. Only one road leads to heaven, but it's so hard to choose when all you have is a bottle, a Bible, and the blues. When all you have is a bottle, a Bible, and the blues.
Hello world and welcome to the Wolf's Den today. Today we got my buddy Mr. George Wolf sitting
How y'all
across
doing?
the bar.
How
How
y'all
are you?
doing?
How
Pretty
you
good,
doing,
pretty
buddy?
good.
Wow, I tell you, I'm really glad to see you sitting in that chair because you're a hard man to nail down.
I'm surprisingly busy.
Last Monday you were at Maurice's
Yep, Moe's Roundabout.
last week,
Yep.
and you're here this week. Great to have you.
Yep.
And now I suppose the rest of the week you'll be playing.
Well, I've got a band rehearsal Wednesday, a recording tomorrow night, band rehearsal Wednesday, Tommy Fisher's party on Thursday at the Vimy.
Oh.
Yeah. Recuperating Friday. And then, and then, yeah, I'm playing, doing pretty good actually. And man, that song that I just did is going to be on the next album.
Okay.
That's my tribute to Hank Sr.
All right.
It's as country as it gets. I've got some real good country players going to play on that record. Let me tell you, it's going.
Well, I think you got some more than country players playing.
I got lots. Let me tell you, I actually thought about doing the album in two parts. Have an A side would be the country side, and the B side would be the funky side.
Yeah.
But I've got so many country songs that I think I'm just going to do a country album, and then I'm going to do a blues album right afterwards.
Nice.
And so I
Now
probably
that's-
might even release both of them at the same time because it's cheaper to record them both at the same time than it is to try and do them separately.
Go in and come out. Go in
Yeah.
and come out. Yeah. Well, I tell you, you got some really up and coming people. You've got some people that have been around for a good long time in the business helping you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. Okay, so you're playing at Beerley's.
That's April 17th with Chester J. Brown.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say it, and old Jester Brown is gonna be in the studio in the stage with you. You just finished the show.
Well, I'm on the stage with him.
You're on. Okay, it's his show, and you're
It's his
okay.
show and
Yeah.
I'm playing bass, but
And,
I'll be singing too. So.
Okay, and then now you just did a show at Beerley's with John Hines
And Jester.
and Jester,
Yeah.
and you also play with the Hallicats.
Yeah.
Okay, and anybody that doesn't know, he's the third member of what is also known as Skin and Jones, but when George came in, they decided, well, they didn't want to be Skin and Jones plus one, they wanted to be another thing, another entity, so the Hallicats were formed, and a great trio to get out to see. Usually,
Well, four-piece.
well,
Cam Palmer on the drums.
oh, that's right too,
That's
I
right.
forgot
Yeah,
all
yeah.
about that.
Don't forget Cam. He is a monster drummer.
And then every now and again, we get lucky enough that Mr. Brushet brings his young fellow along, and
Alexander. Wow.
and Alexander
Fabulous young drummer.
just wows us every time he plays. And then Touch of Grey,
Touch of Grey, Donnie Webb.
Donnie
Tommy
Webb,
Fisher.
Tommy Fisher and you. And
Yeah.
I mean now Tommy Fisher, come on now. I mean I've known Tommy since we were teenagers, but the music history that's in that man's family, and the stories that he's got to come and sit in the chair.
You can hear it in his playing.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. It just, you can hear that, how much he's done. It all comes out when he plays.
He was a kid playing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and playing with big talent.
Yep.
You know? But he's got a big heart. He's a great guy.
Super guy.
You know? But yeah, you know, like, you just seem to just blossomed over the last, 2 years. Things have just really...
The best thing that happened to me was that years ago in Vancouver, I knew Tom Meissen, a Big Daddy Thomas.
Big Daddy, yep.
And so when I was moving out here, a mutual friend of ours says, look Thomas up, check him out.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. The other guy I knew was a friend of mine just said, look up Steve Boudreau. He's a real nice guy. He introduced me to Jeff Bonang. And that was a great connection.
That was a great connection.
So I've met a whole bunch of people just through those two guys. And then playing around here and there, and you meet more people and you just make connections. It's very different here than, I would say that out in Vancouver, the circles are really tight knit. And it's kind of hard to break in. And if you're a country player, you're a country player, and that's it.
Yeah.
You've got to work really hard to play in multiple genres. I was lucky enough to play with some really amazing musicians out there who were doing that. So,
okay, so come on, brag.
There was a country band from some years ago called Alibi. They had a couple of big hits. And Sean Susie was the drummer in that band, and Sean played on my album, and is a really good friend. And he's a guy that just crosses all the lines, plays every style, blues, jazz, funk, country, anything. Just he does it. Everybody wants to be him. And he's originally from Edmundston, New Brunswick.
Well, there you go. A good old maritime
bunch of actually a very musical family. His brother Serge is a keyboard player. And they've got another brother, Steve, that just passed away, was a really amazing keyboard player. Played with Pat Conroy and a bunch of different people. And yeah, so I've been really lucky I made it really early in my career. I made a point of trying to play with people that I knew were better than me, because it made me a better player. I always wanted to play up to somebody instead of playing down.
Yeah.
And then the other side of that is sometimes you get to be that guy.
Yeah.
Where there are guys that are playing up to you, and then you get to mentor people and help them out and help them along, right?
Well, and I think that's one thing the music community could teach the rest of the world. I really
How to get along.
Yeah. We say here all the time, you don't even need to know how to talk to each other, and yet you can party all day.
Yeah.
Right?
And communicate on a nonverbal level.
Exactly.
That's what music does too. Right?
Just put your hand up on the guitar, show them the chord, show them the next chord, show them the third one, and
Except I'm upside down.
Yeah,
so
you're upside. Yeah, nobody's going to look at you and
Nobody's
think,
gonna know
what's
what
he
I'm doing.
playing?
Yeah.
So now you're playing a right-handed guitar upside down.
That's correct.
And so you haven't changed the strings. You've left them the way they are.
They're strong right-handed.
Yeah. You know what? You and another buddy of mine do this, and
There's
I
a few
can't
around.
play it the right way around, but trying to figure out the chords upside down.
Guys who have played with me for a while know what to look for. Here's my G chord.
Dear Lord.
Right? I gotta hang my thumb to make my G chord. So guys that play with me kind of know some of what I'm doing.
You know what? It must be difficult trying to learn and get instruction when you're left-handed.
No, because I learned, my mom taught me how to play guitar, and my mom was right-handed. So when I wanted to learn, I flipped her guitar over. And she had an old Sears Kent
Oh, dear Lord.
acoustic with nylon strings on it, and
My
I love that guitar. My mom was a songwriter, and a lot of her really great songs were written on that guitar.
Wow. Can you sing us a song, my friend?
Absolutely. What would you like to hear?
I don't know. Let's, just give me something.
My list is charging on my phone. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do, what else is going on the album? Well, let's do let's do this one. Let's do the one that's getting all the attention right now. Well, let's do both of them. Sorry. So this is the song I wrote for my wife for our wedding,
All right.
which was September 17th, 2019. September 7th, 2019. September 17th, my birthday. Hurricane Dorian. So
Came and destroyed everything.
this was my wedding vows, got completely destroyed. We still managed to get married, just barely. And we've been holding on ever since. And so a year to the day, I got this song recorded and I released it to radio, and it went out. I played it on CTV, and I did a little interview and played it on CIOE, and it got there's a Canadian country indie chart. It went #1 on that for a little while. And so this is my wedding song.
George Wolf and his wedding song, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Wolf's Den.
Thought my life was a mystery, book that only I could read. Story all about a man apart. Kept my feelings deep inside, quiet place where I could hide, till you read the writing on my heart. I've been in love many times before, but always wanted something more. Couldn't see my future in the stars, but you opened up my eyes, and you made me realize you could read the writing on my heart. And in my hour of darkness that I could barely see, you opened up your beating heart, and you shone its light on me. Now I stand beside you with your hand in mine, and I promise that I'll let you read till the pages fade with time. One day when our strength is gone and we feel we can't go on, I'll lay beside you in the dark. I'll rub your back and kiss your face and walk with you through heaven's gate, because you read the writing on my heart. Only you can read the writing on my heart.
Welcome back to the Wolf's Den Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. George Wolf in the studio, writing on my heart. Beautiful song.
I made Maurice O'Coin's producer cry.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that for sure. Well, you know what? It's an absolute lovely tribute to an absolutely lovely lady.
Find it on Spotify.
There you go. Everything's on Spotify.
I know. I gave in.
Baby.
I had it on Bandcamp. Tried to get people to buy it, and then I finally said, you know what? Put it on Spotify. It's free advertising.
Yeah.
So.
And now you were burning up the charts. That went to #1.
Well, it's an internet chart, like an internet radio thing. But the show that it was on would play. If you were in the 50 to 100, they would play it about 3-4 times a week. If you were in the top 50, it got played about 3 or 4 times a day.
Nice.
On a bunch of different radio shows worldwide. Like I was trending in Australia, like you wouldn't believe. It's not the kind of thing you get royalties from, but it's nice to get your name out there, and it was really nice. It's the kind of thing I was like, well, #1, put that on a belt buckle.
But on the other side of that, okay, so you're streaming all over the world on all these radio stations. At some point in time, with everything being equal, we're going to get back to some form of normalcy.
Absolutely.
Who knows what kind of a contact you're going to get sometime when that happens, and saying, hey, we've been listening to you on this stream and on the station, and we'd like you to come and play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's probably going to be some opportunities to go overseas and do some things. But right now, let me tell you, the community here has embraced me so well, and I always used to call him out in BC. I was a small fish in a big pond. You couldn't throw a rock without hitting a songwriter, But and out here, I'm not any bigger of a fish, but it's definitely a smaller pond. So I feel like it gives me more opportunity to get it, and people are more accepting out here.
I was just about to say, but the other really big difference here is that you're welcome into the school. Out there, you got to swim around and try to fight your way in, and people nudge out in here.
And a lot of piranhas.
Yeah, and here it's completely the opposite. You swim up to a school and they kind of open up a bit and say, come on in. I mean, look at, just a testament of the last couple of months, the people that you've stepped on stage with.
Yep, absolutely. And let me tell you, I got to give huge props out to Colleen at Colleen's Pub, because man, she has given me so many opportunities to play, and in fact, I'm putting her song on the next album too.
Oh my!
Don't know if we can play that one on here.
I don't really think we'll be showcasing that one here. But listen, if you're in the metro area and you can get into Colleen's, or as it's very affectionately known, the Wrinkle Ranch.
The Wrinkle Ranch.
You'll probably need a reservation. But I guarantee you'll see some of the best live music you'll see anywhere in Metro Halifax. And you'll get some great food, and you'll get the pleasure to meet Colleen.
Yep, she is something else. One of a kind.
I guarantee you, it will be an experience you will not forget. And we love her, and we thank her from the bottom of our hearts for everything that she does for live music. And speaking of which, some of the bars are opening back up. Slowly but surely, but again, Colleen's has been one that has kind of taken, a lead. Pizza Town on Cobequid Road has done the same thing. Songversation is coming back now at Freeman's.
Barely's is still.
Barely's is still going. Staggers over in Dartmouth have got a great setup.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. We were at the Hub 2. They're doing a good job there as well.
Well, I was there Friday.
Yeah.
That was poor old Donnie Webb. Called me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just fell off a ladder, broke my wrist. So Jester J. Brown filled in for him. We had just a great show.
What a great little spot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun.
But that, and right there's the testament.
But you got to put a rope around the stage, because they'll walk right up to you.
Oh yeah. We were there for Tide and Timber, and I couldn't believe it. It was almost like they were sitting at another table.
Yeah.
Right. That's how, they do have the social distancing there, but at the same time, where the stage is...
It's cozy.
It's very cozy. It's very cozy. But again, it's good to see that live music is coming back somewhat. Hopefully, as summer gets closer, we can open up some more, and hopefully we can have festivals this summer with a half decent amount of people.
Yeah.
I see that there's a show going on at the new convention center in April. So hopefully if they're having a big event indoors, we can have just as big an event or bigger outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, so now you're in the process, you're in the studio now.
Yes, and I'm in pre-production right now, so which means I've demoed a bunch of songs and given them to the guys to listen to, and then I'll wait for their feedback. We're going to get together, work out some bits and pieces and parts and beginnings and endings and stuff like that, and then basically going to go in and blast off another album.
So who you got lined up in the stables to come in on this?
Well, Cam Palmer on drums. He's the go-to on that.
Yeah.
Tom Myson's going to play guitar. My brother Rob Wolf, he was a really great guitar player. He's actually got a Bachelor of Music with a major in jazz. He's a really great guitar player.
When did he come here?
What's that?
When did he come here?
He's been here the whole time.
Well, where is he? How come I haven't met him?
Cole Harbor.
You hold a note on me.
Well, he was a vice principal in Guysborough at the high school in Guysborough or Sherbrooke for 25 years.
Oh, so I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Yeah. Right? I'm sure he knows that one. He's an excellent songwriter as well. He's written some good tunes, and everybody in my family pretty much got some of my mom's talent. So so he's going to play some acoustic guitar on the more folky kind of stuff. And then Jester J. Brown's going to play on some of the bluesier, rockier stuff. I think I'm actually going to write a song for the sole purpose of having Jester and Thomas do a guitar off, do the dueling licks, and just see what happens.
Smoke and fire is what's going to happen.
That's gonna be fun. So yeah.
And you know.
And I'm hoping to get Bob McDonald on the steel. If Bob, if you're listening, I got to get a hold of you. But yeah, I'm hoping to get Bob on the steel. So
wouldn't that be? I love steels.
Yeah.
I just love them.
I would never do a country album without steel guitar. To me, that's just a travesty that country music has gotten rid of country instruments.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And now, is there any females on the CD at all?
It's doubtful. All the guys can sing, and so I think we've got a lot of the harmonies covered. There is going to be a couple bluegrass songs on there. Well, I got a bluegrass song on that CD, but I've got another one, and in fact, it's a song that my mom wrote, and it's a very sad, 3/4 time song, and I'll play you a bit of it. But what happens is you play it faster with a bluegrass sound to it, and suddenly it becomes happy. And that's kind of, you see a lot of that in bluegrass. You see songs about tragedy and coal mine disasters and broken hearts and people shooting each other over women. They're happy because it's bluegrass.
Yeah, they're happy because it's bluegrass.
So here, I'll play a bit of it. So
actually, because it's, you know what, it's just the time that I was going to ask you to play a song. So play it all.
So this is just a little piece of my mom's tune, and this is called Barney. I'll just play you the chorus. Barney was only a mangy old mongrel, tagging along by my side. But when I took my 2 feet off the highway, that's when old Barney died. There is nothing sadder than a song about a dog dying on the side of the highway. So I decided, I said, well, I'm going to bluegrass it up, get some pickers on there and a banjo player, and I went. Barney was only a mangy old mongrel, tagging along by my side. But when I took my 2 feet off the highway, that's when old Barney died. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Sad song, happy song.
Yeah. A little, Barney died a little faster the second time, that's all.
It just, you make it happy that way. It's almost like I've got a couple of blues songs that are pretty sad, and if you play them as reggae, they're very happy. Reggae
Very
does the
happy,
same
yeah.
thing, right?
It's all about your attitude at the time. As the Wolfman used to say, it's all about how your boogaloo is situated. Have you got a song for us, my brother?
I do. So I'm going to play this tune here. This song's already got 1,600 plus views on YouTube.
Oh, I know what you're going to sing for us here.
And did real well. In fact, it did so well on YouTube. One of the admins from the Ultimate COVID Kitchen Party Facebook page messaged me and said, would you do it on the page so that we can have it on here? So I did. And it did really well on there as well. So this is going on the album.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Wolf's Den Radio right here in Lower Sackville, Mr. George Wolf is going to sing us a song about a girl from the eastern shore of Nova Scotia.
Took my guitar down the old number 7 to play for a dance at the Lions Club Hall. The drinks were all flowing and the girls were all dancing, and I set my eye on the fairest of all. She told me her husband was out on the ocean, pulling the traps, he'd be gone for 5 days. We had some drinks and I sang her a love song. She took off her gold band and tucked it away. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor. Well, her husband was out on the cold, stormy sea. I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor. No, it's no safe harbor for me. With a heart made of stone. She sat at the table, I said I was leaving. I left her there crying as I made my way home. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor. Well, her husband was out on the cold, stormy sea. But I broke the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor. Now it's no safe harbor for me. Months later on down the old number 7, I played once again at the Lions Club Hall. A man walked towards me, his face red with anger. He was the lover of the fairest of all. We fought on the dance floor and I took a beating. Well, I deserved for the wrong I had done. I was run out of the town of Sheet Harbor, never to come back, my welcome was gone. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor, well, her husband was out on the cold, stormy sea. But I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor, though it's no safe harbor for me. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor, well, her husband was out on the cold, stormy sea. But I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor, no, it's no safe harbor for me. It's no safe harbor for me.
Welcome back to the Wolf's Den Radio, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Mr. George Wolf in the studio with us today, and we just heard about breaking the heart of a girl in Sheet Harbor, you dirty scoundrel, you.
So let me tell you, I put that song out, and so I wrote it driving to Sheet Harbor. Just the view of the ocean, gorgeous. I was
Isn't
like,
it?
I got to write a song about this place. So I wrote that song, and I came home and I posted it on YouTube, and immediately I started getting messages from people. All these people that had no idea they were from Sheet Harbor.
Yeah.
Who's the girl?
Who's the girl?
Who's the girl? I worked with a guy in Muscatobit the electrician down there that said, he goes, I know. He goes, I've been sending that to people. He goes, everybody wants to know who the girl is. I walked into Colleen's.
Yeah.
One of the bartenders goes, I'm from Sheet Harbor. Tell me who it is. I probably know her. So all I can say is, it's maybe a true story. It probably didn't happen in Sheet Harbor.
Okay.
Because the last time I got called to go work again in Sheet Harbor, my wife said,
You're not going.
But yeah, no. So yeah, it's fictional, but it's based on possible real life events.
There you go.
So
We're just going to leave that to the listener and the viewer's imagination. So now,
and I'm sure that there's a lot of girls in Sheet Harbor that think that that's some might think it's a good song, some might think it's a bad song.
well, you know what? I think in this day and age, any song that brings attention to one of the beautiful spots in Nova Scotia, that's gotta be-
Gorgeous down there, just beautiful.
I love the drive. It's brutal, but I mean, my wife and I have taken the trip from Canso back along the back road,
Yeah.
and then come through Country Harbor, and then got on the number 7 and come home through that. Like I said, just
Murphy Cove.
Oh,
is
I love
gorgeous.
Murphy's. I love
Yeah.
Murphy's. Brian.
Shout out to Murphy Cove.
Yeah, and Norris Cove as well, but Murphy's has 3. I have some.
Yeah,
I
Sheet
have some,
Harbor. Yeah,
Yeah, I have-
beautiful down there.
I have friends
Just
down
beautiful.
that way. Yeah. We spent a lot of time, many years down. And actually, the reason that I'm doing all of this started because we met some people from Gatesbrook. But that's another story all on its own. Now, George, the last time you were on The Den, we got to talk about something that's not really a nice topic to talk about, but it's something that the world needs to know, that it happens, and it happens to good people. And sometimes bad things happen to people that should never ever happen to. We got a chance to talk about the song, but we never ever had an opportunity for you to play the song. Now, I would like you to play the song before the night is over, but can we talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So this song is called Missing You. And my daughter passed away in November of 2016 from fentanyl poisoning. And I say poisoning because
That's what it was.
it was something that she didn't know was there that put her to sleep, and she never woke up. And it took me a long time to deal with it. And part of recording the song on the album was actually really cathartic and helped me deal with it a little bit. I had a lot of support from my beautiful wife Nicole, my kids, my other kids, and a lot of people. All the musicians that played on that song, not one of them would take a penny
Yeah.
for doing it.
And what the world needs to know is that your daughter was not a drug addict by any way, shape, or form.
She was studying for her real estate. She wanted to get a real estate license. She had all the books and was doing the courses, and just somebody one night gave her something, and she did it and went to sleep and never woke up. And almost 1,000 people died that year. This year, more people in BC have died from fentanyl overdoses than COVID. That's how bad it is out there.
Well, British Columbia is just unbelievable how bad the drug scene is out there. And
Well,
how
I
many-
just heard a report just this week that there's been fentanyl found here in
Oh yeah,
Halifax.
yeah.
So
So
it's-
tell your kids, and if you are kids, don't take pills, don't take street drugs, please. Just don't do it.
And you know what? If you're going to do it, just don't do it alone.
Yeah.
Have a friend. Have somebody that can watch out for you. Or in all honesty, if I knew that somebody was going to do that kind of stuff, I would say, look, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on you. You know.
Yeah. But
It's sad. It's a very sad situation.
It was a needless situation to happen.
But the thing that's come out of that, I guess you could say that the silver lining is that this song has reached out to lots and lots of people. I've had almost 7,000 views on YouTube. It's been in the Vancouver paper ran it, and then because my mom was still alive at the time, sent it to the Chronicle Herald, and the Chronicle Herald wrote an article about my daughter and the situation. And this song has been able to, I've gotten so many messages from people that said that they were dealing with the same thing, because it's not a song about drug addiction. It's a song about missing somebody that went before their time.
Yeah.
And so it touches so many people. I was just working a while ago in Muscadabbit, Middle Muscadabbit, and met this fella and told him I was a singer, and gave him my CD, and he started listening to it right away. We were sitting in the break room, and he started listening to the CD, and we came to that song, and he started listening to the lyrics, and he goes, "What's this about?" And I told him the story about my daughter, and he said, he goes, "I lost my son 10 years ago, 21 years old, in a car accident. There's not a day I don't think about him." And we bonded right at that moment, just over that tune. It's a real special thing to be able to touch people's hearts with music.
Well, and that's the thing, and I want to thank you because, you do just that. You do touch people with your music, and it's a story that, a lot of people, unfortunately, they have a version of their own, and nobody knows the road that you've gone down, only you. Other people might share some sort of the pain, but they don't share your pain. And for you to be brave enough to allow us to see inside of you a little bit, and to see that vulnerability and that hurt and that pain that you have, that's a blessing. And so is your songwriting, and I'm really looking forward to the 2 albums now. I was excited about one, but to hear tonight that there's actually gonna be 2, giddy up.
I haven't told my wife I'm paying for 2 yet.
Cut that out, right? Yeah, not a problem. No, Cole, he's just kidding. Yeah. And he didn't really buy the bass.
You're definitely cutting that out.
We can take care of all of that.
You know what? I'm actually going to ask you to play the CD cut of that too.
All right.
I can't play it.
All right, my brother. You know what? I would be more than happy, and we will do that. And we will do that. And I thank you for that. And I apologize if I brought you any pain.
Oh no. It's just it's been 5 years, almost 5 years, and I've played that song once.
Okay.
Played it for Tony Trimper at Pizza Town.
Yeah.
And it was really, really hard to do.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what, brother? Sometimes there's things that you do and you put them out there, and then you just got to let them go and just let it be. Yeah. And you know what? We will do that. We will definitely, that song will take out our show today. I will make sure of that. And that's not an issue at all. Again, I just really want to thank you for just allowing us to hear your story about that. And now when people hear this song, they will know exactly what it is all about. And because it is a message that needs to get out there, and it's, like you said, your daughter it was an unfortunate day. One bad day.
So that having been said, a couple of years later, my mom passed away, and I wrote a song for her. And that was a different kind of a song, because my mom, we knew she was gone. She had cancer when she was 75, went in for chemo, cleaned it all up, came back. They said, "Look, we can do the chemo again, but you'd be lucky if you get a year, even with the chemo." And the thing that was, my mom's always been a singer. Sang while she was making a pot of tea.
Yeah.
So the chemo had taken away her voice. So when she got her voice back and they said, "Well, we're going to do the chemo again," she goes, "No, you're not." So the first thing she did was she organized a family reunion. We all went down in May of 2018 and had a big Mother's Day reunion for her. Beautiful, beautiful time, lots of family. And then as she was getting kind of weaker and weaker. She just kept, you know, sending messages to people, writing to people. And when she finally passed, it was very peaceful. And I was actually at a wedding in Ontario when my brother messaged me and said, she's not doing well. She's probably got a week to go. So I said to Nicole, I gotta go. And she's like, absolutely. And I rented a car. I picked up my sister in Toronto, and we drove down, and we spent 4 days with her in Tatamagouche. And we were there. We had to leave. She passed away a few days after we left, but we got to stay with her, sing songs with her, and say goodbye to her, hold her hand. And it was beautiful. She had all of her faculties, everything was there, just her body was just giving up.
Giving up. Have you got a song from that?
So I wrote a song for her, and hopefully I can get through this one.
All right.
This one's a different, it's a little more uplifting, because it's the way she was, it's the way she would have wanted it.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you from the Wolf's Den Radio, Mr. George Wolf is going to sing us another tune. Stick around.
I held my mama's hand and said goodbye. Then I sat out in the parking lot and cried. Knew she had to leave me in the end. I knew that I was losing my best friend. I know that she no longer feels the pain. I know someday that we will meet again. Even now I feel my mother's love, and I know that she's still watching from above. Life goes on, the world keeps turning, the candle flickers, it's still burning. Hold on to the memories, they'll help you along. Life goes on. Life goes on in the dark of the night. So grab those memories, hold on tight. At the end of the tunnel, you can see the light. Life goes on. One day when my kids are sitting by my bed, hope that they'll remember these words I said. Life goes on, the world keeps turning, though the candle flickers, it still keeps burning. Hold on to the love, it'll help you along. Life goes on. Life goes on in the dark of the night. Have those memories, hold on tight. At the end of the tunnel, you can see the light. Life goes on. At the end of the tunnel, you can see the light. Life goes on. I held my mama's hand and said goodbye. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. A suitcase in the doorway, and a taxi in the drive. If I had stayed for one more round, I wouldn't have seen her cry. But I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. I knew that there was something wrong at home. I thought that all she needed was a little more time alone. So I went out drinking with the guys, and I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. A suitcase in the doorway and a taxi in the drive. If I had stayed for one more round, I wouldn't have seen her cry. And I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. Thinking back, I guess I should have known. When I went to the honky-tonk, she wasn't home alone. Suddenly I know the reason why. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. I'm an awful guitar player. A suitcase in the doorway and a taxi in the drive. If I had stayed for one more round, I wouldn't have seen her cry, cry, cry. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye. I came home to a Samsonite goodbye.
Welcome back to the Wolf's Den Radio, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Mr. George Wolf in the studio with us today. We just heard a couple of tunes from him. Now, George, that has got to be one of the most original. I almost started laughing. I could just see the old hard Samsonite,
Suitcase.
plastic kind of suitcase sitting by the door.
Yeah.
Oh my, you know what? I guess it's just another version of Dear John, I'm Gone, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Now, was that song inspired by anything in particular?
It was just the weirdest thing. I have this suitcase that I carry all my microphone, my patch cables and stuff around in. It's an old Samsonite suitcase. There's a little thing. It's got stickers on it that my daughter's, little Barbie stickers that my daughter put on it when she was 3 years old that I didn't have the heart to take off.
God, no.
And I got that suitcase, and one day it was sitting by the door waiting for me to go to a gig, and I looked at it and I said, yeah, Samsonite goodbye.
It's funny how we're in what brings a song to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's unreal. You know what? Maybe it was yours. Because I was at a gig somewhere, doing a gig with somebody, emceeing something, and somebody came in with this little tiny wee suitcase. And we've got one upstairs in the closet, okay? That was my mom's and my wife.
Yeah.
She still got hers. Now, we got her to get rid of one, but it was a really, really, really tough thing to do. She doesn't like to give stuff up. But as soon as you started that song, that was the first thing that came into my mind was that hard case, old kind of opal color Samsonite luggage, right?
Yeah.
Oh my, with the little...
Well, and they say country music is 3 chords and the truth. And I'm not, every song I write has got some truth in it or something that somebody can relate to. That's really what music is all about, is getting people to relate. And I've heard people say that people don't go to see live music to hear music. They could hear music on their phone. They could hear music on the radio. They could hear music anywhere.
They go to experience a feeling. That's what live music does for you.
Amen, brother. That's the reason I go, and that's the reason that I love live music, because I can listen to a tape, but that doesn't get me anywhere as close to you. And I want to see you, and I want to see you make mistakes. I want to see you be real. I want to see that vulnerability, because that to me is the essence of what music is all about. And that's why you wrote the song, so that people could see the emotion, not just hear it.
Yep.
Now, what's going to be going on in your world?
Well, like I said, working on the album, maybe 2 albums.
Yeah.
I didn't play any of the kind of the bluesy fun stuff because it's just, I'll leave that guitar playing to the professionals.
Well, in all
But
fairness,
as a bass player,
I was going to say, in all fairness, you're actually not really a guitar player to begin with. You're mostly a bass player.
many
so.
people would agree with you.
Well, I think you're fine. You're way better of a guitar player than I am.
Yeah.
But you actually, your main instrument is to play bass.
Yeah.
So your album's coming out. You got some gigs. You're going to be at Beerley's
April 17th.
April 17th.
Yeah.
After that,
I've got a show with Rain, the rock cover band.
Yep.
There's one in May. We're doing April 10th, but we're doing one in May as well. I'm pretty much always at Colleen's.
Yeah.
I got some things going on there, and she's got me in solo. She's got me in with Lone Wolf. She's got me in with Touch of Grey. She got me in with the Hallicats, and we just they're pretty supportive there.
They are.
Got some gigs coming up at the Vimy as well, Vimy Legion.
Perfect.
It's a great spot. Hoping to maybe play a little bit at the Capitol Sports Bar if they'll have me.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find this gentleman on Facebook. You can find his music at Spotify.
Lone Wolf Country on
Lone
Facebook.
Wolf Country. Mr. George Wolf, we want to thank him so much for stopping in today, my buddy.
My absolute pleasure.
Good to see you again.
You
Can't
too.
wait to get over to the Wrinkle Ranch to catch a set. Ladies and gentlemen, what we always tell you right here in the Wolf's Den, please, 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 be kind to one another. Be nice. It's easy. And inside your bubble, just inside your bubble, hug the ones you love. And as my buddy Ken Tobias would say, if you got a little love, give a little love. Thanks for stopping in. Be well. We'll catch you next week.
They tell me to get over it. They tell me to cheer up. They say the time will heal all wounds. I wish they would just stop. There's no way to fix the pain of someone taken way too soon. It's a hurt you can't explain unless it's happening to you. You can heal a heart that's broken because the parts are all still there. But when a giant piece is missing, there's nothing left there to repair. I know someday I'll feel better, but right now I'm feeling numb. So I'll just sit here missing you and hope that someday comes. I don't know if you can hear me. I could be talking to myself, but your memory's still with me, like your picture on the shelf. And I still wake up every morning wishing you were here again. It's a constant quiet aching there's no ending to this pain. You can heal a heart that's broken, because the parts are all still there. But when a giant piece is missing, there's nothing left there to repair. I know someday I'll feel better, but right now I'm feeling numb. So I'll just sit here missing you and hope that someday comes. I'll still sit here missing you and hope that someday comes. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby will be